Hey guys, so as you know, whenever I do a new meditation experiment or just a paranormal investigation experiment in general, the house tends to get a little bit more active, at least for a day or so, and then it'll sort of slowly fizzle out into a normal level of activity. And this has somewhat happened like clockwork whenever I've done a new experiment. Well, the most recent meditation experiment was no exception. The only difference with this one is the next day I knew it was going to be a full moon, so I was sure I was going to capture something and I was going to go out my way to capture whatever happened. So I set up 3 night vision cameras in separate rooms, not including the bedroom, but I did make a habit of sleeping with the phone by my bed so that if anything happened I could quickly whip that up and start recording. Downstairs in the living room I also set up the Kinect on a slightly different angle to the night vision camera just to get a wider field of view. And then up here in the spare room I had the K2 meter and the EVP recorder going. So I was sure if anything was going to happen, I was going to get it. So I've spent a couple of days going through all that footage and I found this. So for me, this clip holds about as much validation as you could ask for in paranormal evidence because you've got so many different bits of activity sort of coinciding and syncing up. It's really hard to argue with it. So jumping in from the get-go, you've got the footsteps, and the second those footsteps start, you see an orb come down the left-hand side, going directly towards the K2 meter, and then the K2 meter starts going off. So already you've got 3 bits of activity syncing up, which is in itself is amazing. And then a few seconds after that, you've got an EVP start. Now, as for the EVP, I've annotated it as Anna because, like before, it just sounds like Anna to me. Obviously I can't say for sure that is. I can't see them. I don't know, but it does sound like her. You can't deny that. And what's interesting about the EVP is it actually sounds like she's talking with somebody. Kind of like the first EVP I caught with Anna where she was talking with Daniel. You could kind of hear both sides of the conversation then, but this time you can't. You can just hear Anna sort of talking at somebody. So that makes me think either whoever it is she's speaking to is further away or they're sort of speaking in a frequency that the recorder can't hear. And more interesting still is the fact that the K2 meter is going off, so they're obviously within the room and the vicinity of the K2 meter, but the voices sound so distant. Now, if they're speaking and the recorder's hearing it and the K2 meter is going off, you would think that they're nearby, so what causes the recording to sound so distant is what I'm asking, and I have no answers, but it's definitely something to think about. Anyway, this isn't the only activity I caught in the night. There is actually a little bit more, but this one, I can't think of an explanation for it. I'm not willing to say straight up this is a paranormal occurrence, but it's unusual, and I know the skeptics will have a field day, so I'm going to let you watch it first, and I'm going to jump in and share some of my thoughts with it afterwards. So as I said before, I really can't think of a natural explanation for it. The closest comparison I can get is it kind of just looks like somebody's just brushed the hand in front of the grid like really fast. I wouldn't say it's a full figure because just one, how quick it's moving and how short it is, and it's really just dealing with that bottom left hand side of the grid. And the skeletal figure, I would say, is just trying to fit whatever it caught on the depth map. It's not like mapping in a person or anything like that. But the night vision camera itself can't see the whole grid. I intentionally offset them to capture the rest of the room. But it does see the reflection of the rest of the room in the TV screen. So if you actually zoom right in, you can see the rest of the shadow's path. And what's interesting to me is that although on the regular night vision it looks like it starts bottom left and just waves up, if you look in the reflection, it doesn't actually make contact with the bottom side of the laser grid or the top. It literally fades in the middle, shoots across, and then disappears again. Like, it is literally just floating. Like, it's not connected to the floor, it's not up on the ceiling, it is literally just floating through the middle. So for the life of me, it's baffling. It's not any kind of apparition I've seen before. It's blocking out the lights, which I've never seen before. The connectors, whenever it's picked something up before, it's not actually been affected the physical laser grid inside. So something's crossed it and actually blocked out the lights, but not blocked them fully. Like, it's still slightly see-through because the grid's still there underneath the shadow, and it's just questions. I was actually considering not even putting this one in because I couldn't justify it. I can't think of a paranormal cause for it, but at the same time I can't think of a natural cause for it. So as far as it goes as a piece of evidence, I'm putting it out there as just unexplained and just letting you guys share your thoughts on it, because I'm drawing a blank. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll post any and all activity as and when I get it.